Okay, guys. Funny thing happened this morning. I was getting ready to go out and run that rustler with that mod that I just did, and the controller wouldn't work. This is my modified Traxxas rustler controller. As you see, it's set up so that I could still use batteries if I could fit them in. I would have to take out this module, which is a step down buck converter, which steps down the voltage so that it doesn't fry your circuits when you put your 2S lipo to it. Anyway, as you can see, the wire came out. It desoldered. I don't know how, don't know why. Don't matter. You can see the solder point. Yeah, this was something that I did so I could modify my controller so that I could use my wonderful little 2S lipo. Like I said, anyway, I thought about it. I never really showed you guys how I did this mod. So it's kind of self-explanatory. If you got soldering skills, yeah, solder your two ends. Make sure you solder them both the right way. Then you're gonna have to open up your Traxxas controller and solder your plug onto the positive and negatives of this, like I did here. And yeah, and then this fits right down inside here. You can close it back up with this, it'll fit in there. It's thin enough, trust me, it'll make it. A little tight, but it'll make it. So anyway, I'm finna solder this back together, and I will show you guys how it goes together and that it truly works. Back in a second. Okay guys, we're back. I got my flux paste here. What I'm hoping is, I'll just take my flux paste, dip this wire in there, and hopefully I can just heat the solder. I'm gonna try to, got my solder rig here that I got right here. Grab this at a spot that I don't think will mess up. Right there is good. Hopefully it's stable. I'm hoping that once I heat the solder, I'll just be able to stick it back through the hole, because there's a hole right here on the top. Right. Now it is, I got it on the rig. I'll take it off and show you guys. See, there's a hole right here, right here. You can stick it through, and it should adhere to the pad, which already has flux and solder on it. So I'm hoping that once I heat it, it'll go right on through and be back together. Let's start this at the hole. I got my hat cam on, so I don't know if I'm giving you guys a good video. I hope so. Trying to do my best here. Shouldn't even take long to heat this solder. Yep, right away. So now it's back through the hole. I might need to add some solder to it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a little solder to it. Didn't think I'd have to do that, but looks that way. That's okay. Just do that real quick. That should be enough. It shouldn't take a lot. Yep, and it's back. Simple as that, guys. Now, just to make sure that everything actually is working and everything is in order, check my other leads just to make sure they're not coming out. Oh, yeah. Everybody else is good, and this one's back on. You just plug it. Bring over the Traxxas, gonna move this stuff out of the way. Bring over my controller and my battery. Plug this guy in here. Should have been a short, but you know, sometimes try to make a short and it become a long. So when you plug this in, I don't know if it's working because I should see a little blue light. And it's working because there's a little blue light right there. And hit the switch. It's already on. Green light here. Blue light there. It works. The thing about this buck converter though, when you use these, you have to always unplug your battery. Otherwise, this will never go out. Because you see, if I turn this off, it's still on. It's still sucking power from the battery. Controller's off, as you see. And it's still sucking power, like I said, from the battery. And it will kill your battery. So, and then you just get yourself some double-sided tape. Tape it down in the bottom, and you're all set. So I have to grab some double-sided tape. So I got my double-sided tape here. Any good double-sided tape will do. You don't have to have your super industrial, heavy-duty, you know, waterproof tape, because this is your controller, so you're not gonna get it in water and all that kind of thing. Oh, and you do have to drill a hole in your controller for the wire to go through. So that's important to remember. You'll see an arrow. I'll just pull this up. You'll see an arrow on the bottom. As you can see, it points the right direction. That's which way the power is going. It's coming from here that way. So you're gonna use 2 females. At least that's what I did. You can do it how you want, but you're definitely gonna have to make sure you got a female for this part, because that's where you're gonna stick the wire through. And you have to make sure the hole is big enough for the wire to fit. And then make sure you give yourself enough slack to stick things down when you put your double-sided tape on. See, it's through the hole like that. Because I could have done a tutorial on how to set up your step-down buck converter. We'll talk about that real quick. You're gonna need a tiny flathead screwdriver, and you solder the end that you're gonna connect your battery to the buck converter, and connect your battery. And with this one, you're gonna need to have a voltage tester, one of those voltmeters. Let me get that for a second. Okay. So I got one of these little guys here. And after you connect that in, you're gonna need to get yourself a screwdriver. And you see this little doohickey here. You're gonna have to turn this with the battery connected to this end, because at this end, what's going in is more than the controller can handle. I'm gonna show you that right now. And as you can see, I'm holding the voltage meter to the input side of the buck converter. And as you can see, that's at 8.4 volts. That's too many volts for this transmitter. You know, the Traxxas transmitter uses 6 volts for AA batteries. So you wanna make sure everything is set properly before you button up things. And I have mine set properly, so I'm just gonna show you guys that right now. Set is it directly at 6.1. So that's a safe voltage to run the controller without it blowing up. So you have to set that and make sure that that's set, and then you can safely connect everything up, and it'll run. So since the battery now with the buck converter won't fit in here, I have to go ahead and plug this all together like this. Trying to give you guys a good enough view. I wanted this to be a short, but the details. You can't leave out the details. They matter. He didn't say this. He didn't say that. Well, you know, I'm gonna say it. And like I said, it's a bit of a tight fit. It shouldn't be a battle because you're not gonna be taking this on and off once you get it all in here properly. Okay, just might have to work with the top a little bit to get it to fit, but it does fit. It's tight, but it fits. Then you want to make sure you didn't tear anything loose. Plug everything in. Make sure that you've done taped it in because you don't want it flopping around. And voila, she works. No issues. No issues. I know you've seen me run this controller many times on my cars, so you guys know that it does work. And I just took me a little heavy duty Velcro, did this, and took a strap just for extra measure and wrapped that around here. And now we're all set. Controller works, it's not gonna come off. You have officially modified your Traxxas controller to accept 2S lipos. Hope that helps somebody out. Hope it was worth the view. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm always tinkering, always doing something, always messing around, trying to find new ways to do the RC hobby, little things. You know, that's what we do. This is what the hobby is all about. You know, of course, it's about the fun of the drive, but we want to do things to make it better. And since Traxxas has not seen fit to modify their controllers to do that, and everybody else, it seems, just about has, then, you know, you gotta do it yourself, and that's how. Let me just say this. Arrma, though their parts are expensive, they do at least listen to the customers. They listen to us and they make modifications and they keep the price point down on it. And occasionally you'll see Arrma make some significant changes, like they put the center diffs in their 3S. Well, they did it in the Mojave, Senton 3S. I won't say Mojave. The Senton 3S, they put the center diff in there, gave a steel spur gear. You know, they did some things. The tires are a little better. They did some things to that car. I ain't seen everything. I haven't really sat and watched the reviews. I don't have one in front of me, so I can't really talk about that. But yeah, shout out to Arrma. Thanks for listening and giving us something that we can enjoy. That said, I still gotta plug the Traxxas J-Do. It's still gonna be the fastest thing you can find. I know that because once you mod one gear that thing, yeah, case and point. Stampede 50 miles an hour plus on a 3S lipo. Yeah, I modded the system and all that kind of thing, but that mod one gearing is what you need. But yeah, Arrma, we appreciate you pulling that garbage slipper clutch out. We know that slipper clutch was garbage, y'all. Let's just be real. Some folks didn't have problems with it, but you know, most people did. So we're glad that's gone. Anyway, Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Shoot a comment. In the meantime, you guys be blessed, be safe. And remember, if you ain't crashing, you ain't bashing. TKS, I'll be out. Peace.